Welcome, everyone, to a video that I'm making today, which is going to be a little special because it's not really much of a video as in practice for me. So, if you didn't know, I do a little bit of broadcasting on the side, but I want to get some practice in. So, today we're just going to do a little bit of messing around. So, I'm going to basically be announcing this game of MLB The Show as if it's a real game. So, who we have today is the St. Louis Cardinals versus the Colorado Rockies. If you guys do enjoy this video, please press like, subscribe. I did all of this stat behind me. You do not know how many stats I wrote down for each player, each thing. Got to make sure everything's working there. I hope you guys enjoy this. I am going to see if it works because this is like my third take. Because the other two broke down immediately. One was because the game physically didn't start, and the second one was because the lineups were incorrect, which is kind of the entire point of the lineup sheet that I made, was to have the correct lineups, and they weren't. So that's what happens. So what we're going to do, we're going to go into the game, and as I press start, I'm going into announcer mode. Let's call it like that, all right? So we are not doing the show theme. We're going broadcast. We're going 9 innings, August, 7 p.m., clear skies. Okay. So I am looking right now. I'm making sure everything is correct. And should be. I mean, I'm making sure everything behind the scenes is working. Obviously, announcers actually take their time to do stuff. I really had this idea late, so that's kind of on me, but still a cool idea that I'm doing. Really excited for it. Hope you guys really do enjoy it. So all I got to do is make sure that the stats are up to date. Yep, they are. And we're ready to go. Locking in 3, 2, 1. Right as the broadcast starts. All right. Welcome all to the broadcast of the St. Louis Cardinals versus the Colorado Rockies here in MLB The Show. Today we have the 60 and 61 overall record for the Cardinals and the 44-78 for the Colorado Rockies. Today we got Sonny Gray on the bump for the Cardinals and Charlie Blackmon to lead it off for the Colorado Rockies. Now entering his 14th season for Charlie Blackmon, we'll see what happens. As he's going to lead off against Sonny Gray, the 3-time All-Star, his first season here in St. Louis. It's not been the greatest of seasons for him. He's had a near 4 ERA at a 3.93 in 22 starts here in 2024. And to lead off, here's Charlie Blackmon. Charlie Blackmon not having his best career year, but he's still having a very serviceable year. As the first pitch of the game is a ball outside slurve. Now, we're going to see what they can do. You have a strong right-hander versus a good left-hander, and that changeup really that curveball really got Blackmon there. They are going very fast pitch. He throws it up. It is above the zone. 2-1 count to start off the game. Pitch comes in, and it's right down the middle. It's going to be ground ball right to Goldschmidt there at first base. So, batting second, Ezekiel Tovar, Brendan Doyle, Ryan McKinnon, Chris Bryant, Brendan Rogers, Jake Cave, Elias Diaz, and Michael Tejada. Now, this is the updated, well, not completely updated, but you know what I mean. Now, Tovar stepping up to the plate. First pitch is on the inside. Tovar is currently leading the NL second place in the NL in doubles, which is a very good record. He is one of the highest batting averages on the team with 273. As the next pitch is an inside sinker by Sonny Gray. It's going to be a 1-1 count. Tovar currently has 19 home runs on the year. He has some pop, and he's almost at 500 at-bats in the season. The next pitch is inside, another slurve. Trying to scare him off the plate, but now is in 3-1 hole. Sonny Gray, next pitch. Right below the middle of the plate. Tovar pulls his foul, but so the count will go full. Next pitch is getting ready. The pitch is through. High, right inside, and it will be caught by Nootbaar in right field. Nootbaar, a very special player there, but not much to call for this season with a 228 batting average in right field. As here comes Brennan Doyle. Brennan Doyle is one of the hottest players in the month of July. He had a 333 batting average over the month, a 1,194 OPS over the whole month, which is crazy numbers to say the least. Those are video game numbers, but well, here we are in a video game, and Sonny Gray gets a 3-pitch strikeout, including a ball in the dirt that is correctly caught by Wilson Contreras. Now we're going into the bottom of the first inning. We'll see you there. Okay. So, on the mound for Colorado is Cal Quantrill. In his 23 starts this year, he has a 4.56 ERA, 7-8 record. Now, is it great? Not to the extreme, but when it is Colorado, who is one of the most batter-friendly ballparks, as they can really crush the ball out to the outfield wall, it's not that bad of an ERA. Now, leading off is Mason Wynn of the St. Louis Cardinals. He's in his second year on the Cardinals. He is actually posting some very good stats, a 273 batting average with a 732 OPS in over 400 at-bats this season. Now, Mason Wynn, everybody knows that he's very good offensively, but also he is one of the strongest arms in the league. He had a recorded 101.2 mile per hour pitch from shortstop all the way home to get the out. Now, that was a couple weeks ago, but as this ball is grounded, it gets past McKinnon. Tovar, the first, gets the out. What a play. That's great. Now, St. Louis Cardinals batting lineup goes Mason Wynn, Alec Burson, Wilson Contreras, Nolan Arenado, Brandon Donovan, Paul Goldschmidt, Lars Nootbaar, Tommy Pham, and Victor Scott to lead it off, to end it off. Next up is DH Alec Burleson, which is 30 years in the league, and he crushes one. Deep right field. Couldn't get over Chris Bryant's head, and it will. It will bounce over the wall for a ground rule double. He actually leads the team in home runs and RBI, so I thought that may have been a home run by how Chris Bryant did not move there in right field. Wow. Again, that shows why Alec Burleson has a 766 OPS in all 400 of his at-bats. As here comes Wilson Contreras, 2016 World Series champion, with his now opponent, Chris Bryant, in right field. Both of them won it with the Cubs. Contreras is replacing the great Yadier Molina there in St. Louis, as he gets one and is right to Brendan Rodgers. Brendan Rodgers catching that ball very simply. It was right to him, but he caught it very well. Shows why he got the 2022 Gold Glove, as here comes Nolan Arenado. Nolan, a guy who's very known for his defense. Very, very known for his defense, as he has 10 Gold Gloves, 6 Platinum Gloves, and 5 Fielding Bible Awards. As this pitch comes right down the middle, and it's going to fly out to right field. Chris Bryant getting underneath of it. He will catch it, and that will end the first inning. I hope you guys enjoyed. We will see you in the second. It is very quick. They don't use their P-Tech. Now coming up the bat, Ryan McKinnon of the Colorado Rockies. He was selected to the 2024 All-Star Game to represent these Rockies. He's having a very, very well-versed year. He has very good defense. He has a very good OPS of a 756, which is one of the team best. While not being top of the line, Brent Doyle did have a crazy month. So that's understandable why Brent Doyle is one of the only guys above Ryan McKinnon in OPS this year. Here on the Rockies. He's now in a 1-1 count. Next pitch comes to him. Inside, it's ground ball to Arenado, but just talking about his defense. There he goes. Just a simple Arenado to Goldschmidt duo there. Nice play. Now here comes Chris Bryant. Well, currently in real life, Chris Bryant is actually on the 10-day IL, which with a small injury, not that bad. But the 2016 NL MVP is not really having much of a successful year here, as he has a .218 batting average, which is still better than some players in this league. But he's only had 133 at-bats, and he's actually one of the lowest on the team besides the guys who just got called up earlier this year. So Chris Bryant has definitely been dealing with a lot of injuries since leaving the Chicago Cubs and actually starting off going to the Bay, but now is here in Colorado for his third season here, as he's now in a 1-2 count. Next pitch from Sonny Gray, and it will be a swinging slurve for a strikeout. Sonny Gray with his second strikeout of the game. Now here comes Brandon Rogers. Here in his sixth season, he's having a very respectable year, and he gets a line out right to Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt showing his glove. Now we will go into the bottom of the second. Welcome to the bottom of the second as Brendan Donovan leads off. At second base, it's his third season, but he was a 2022 All-Star rookie. All-rookie team, actually. Not All-Star, sorry. Now, he is having a 720 OPS year right now as that's a painted pitch by Cal Quantrill. Here comes the next pitch. Right at the bottom of the zone, and that will fly into second field for the second hit for the Cardinals today. The Rockies do not have a hit on the board yet, and already Brendan Donovan goes off with a hit. And there we go. That's a simple little bloop right in front of the center fielder. Good line drive. He will get a runner on first for Paul Goldschmidt, the former NL MVP, which this year he is not having an MVP year as seen with his strikeout numbers. He's batting .232 average with 18 home runs, but he has 137 strikeouts in 456 at-bats. For reference, his MVP year had 141 strikeouts, and he's going to pull that ball foul, 1-1 count. Paul Goldschmidt has the tools. He has the glove. He's a 4-time Gold Glove winner. He's a 5-time Silver Slugger. He's a 7-time All-Star. He's done a lot in his time, and that's going to be a ground ball to Brendan Rogers. Thrown up to Tovar, thrown to first, and he will be a double play. 4-6-3 double play started by Brendan Rogers. Little ground ball right to him. Now coming up is the right fielder, Lars Nootbaar. Lars represented Japan in the 2023 World Baseball Classic, which did win him the gold, as that pitch is on the inside of the strike zone. Even if he did check swing, that was still in the strike zone, so doesn't make much difference. Now is in fourth year. He has a 692 OPS as this pitch comes through, and it's going to be a cutter right down the middle, but now it's an 0-2 count for Lars. Cal sizing him up. He throws the pitch, and it will be right below the zone. A lot of people here want that as a strike call, but it saves Lars Nootbaar for another swing. Now in a 1-2 count. They agree on the pitch. It's coming in. And it will be in the strike zone, but fouled off by Lars. Right into left field. We do have the City Connect uniforms on for both teams as this pitch comes in. And Lars will ground out to Brendan Rodgers once again. Brendan Rodgers doing much of the defense here to start this game. So far, the score is still 0-0, but Cardinals have 2 hits. Let's see if the Rockies can get their bats going. We're back in the 3rd inning as leadoff is Jake Cave. Well, he has not been getting as much playing time now. Jake Cave has still been out there most of the time for the Rockies. Seen as a leader there. So far this year, he's batting .259 with 31 RBIs in 243 at-bats on the year for 2024. And that pitch will be inside to a 1-1 count. Jake Cave, traded from Philadelphia for just cash considerations, has now kind of blossomed on this team as one of the veterans. A team that has multiple players that's been here for 10 years. And somehow, Jake Cave, in his 7th season, seems like a fresh new veteran that can help out the rest of this team. As the next pitch in a 2-2 count will be at the bottom of the strike zone, but Goldschmidt grabs it, throws it to Sonny Gay, and it will be a simple ground out to the first baseman. But that is a great play by Goldschmidt, showing why Goldschmidt a couple years ago won 4 Gold Gloves once again. Here comes Elias Diaz, the 2024 All-Star MVP, who, as of me writing the stats yesterday, got put onto waivers by the Colorado Rockies. Well, so not all the way up to date, but that's what happens. As the first pitch is outside. Diaz getting the next pitch. Right down the middle, but fouls it off. Diaz having a serviceable year with a .270 batting average, 36 RBIs, and a .693 OPS as this pitch comes in. And it will be a foul tip right into the glove with a with the curveball. Now in a 1-2 count. Can Diaz get back in this? Will be a pitch outside. He'll take 2-2 count, pitch coming in, and he check swings, and that will ring him up. Okay. That is something. Michael Talonga gets this first pitch. 0-1 count. Now, Michael here is right now one of the only switch hitters in this entire game right now that isn't a pitcher. He's playing as the first baseman for the Rockies as he's now in a 1-1 count after swinging at a ball that was low. Michael has had a couple of good swings here during this season, including when he had 9 home runs in the month of July as he takes a ball right in the top corner. That will be a 1-2 count start off. Next pitch coming in, right in the zone, flew out to center field, and Victor Scott II will be underneath of that to end the inning. Wow. So far, Rockies has gone hitless against Sonny Gray. Let's see what the Cardinals can do next. Now leadoff Tommy Pham, newly acquired from the Chicago White Sox. That was bad on my part, but he just came from the Chicago White Sox. He was actually on the World Series Arizona Cardinals last year. He did not win, but still was there, and that's going to be a line drive right up the middle. The 11-year veteran has now got his first hit of the game. He has been very hot for the Cardinals since coming back. As one of his first home runs back in St. Louis, it was a grand slam. As that one goes right back up the middle. Next up the bat is Victor Scott. Now, Victor Scott has been up since August 4th after an injury to the normal center fielder. He is in his rookie year, so the stats that are popping up on the screen are showing last year's stats of nothing because he didn't play here. But he is there now as they check back to the first base, and Tommy Pham slides back. Fans are booing in protest that they don't like pitch overs, but here we go. Second pitch to Victor Scott will be drawn out into right field. Chris Bryant underneath of it. He'll get it and throw it right in. Still a runner on first, Tommy Pham, as Victor Scott flies out. Now back to the top of the lineup. We have Mason Wynn grounded out in the first inning in his first at-bat. Now this could be a deciding point in this game because whoever scores early basically has the momentum because there's been no real offense. There's only been 3 hits, and all 3 of them have been by the Cardinals. So if they can get on the board early, that would be a game sealer. Yes, it's a 9-inning game, but still. As that pitch will be outside, Mason Wynn is now in a 1-1 count. Now, Mason Wynn, he's basically played more at games and had more at-bats than some other guys on his team, and that's going to fly out to center field. That will drop in front of the center fielder. Doyle throws it in, and there will now be runners on first and third. Tommy Pham gets to third base from first on a very bloop hit right over the infield, right in front of the center fielder. As we watch this again, Doyle couldn't even make a play on it, and right as he caught it, immediately Pham was already running to third, and he's safe there. Now, Alec Burleson was the first hit of the game, got a double in the first inning. Now, swings at a ball very outside. That was a questionable hit, but who knows? This guy has the team-leading home run and RBI records right now, as he's currently leading the team with 20 home runs, 67 RBI, and that would be he swings through the curveball for strike 2. Now in an 0-2 count, he swung 2 times. Has only made contact with the first one, which was very much out of the zone. Now let's see what Cal does. Throws it at the bottom of the zone, and he will be struck out leaving runners on first and third still. For now, Wilson Contreras. Now, Wilson Contreras, again, he is a 3-time All-Star, so it's not as great, but Burleson was one of the highest averages for this entire team, has a 275 average, and he strikes out. Now going to Wilson Contreras, still not a bad batting average of a 260, 15 home runs, and an 863 OPS. Now, he has had very limited at-bats, as he did miss a couple of weeks with a broken arm after an incident of catcher's interference. Put the glove out too far, backswing hit it, and fully broke his arm. So now back up in the big leagues, he's been pretty good, and now is in an 0-2 count. Stared at both pitches, so Wilson Contreras just trying to score 1. Next pitch is outside. Curveball outside. We'll get it to a 1-2 count for Wilson Contreras. Cal Quantrill. First year in Colorado, as that pitch is right down the middle, but is only fouled off. Cal Quantrill came from Cleveland last year, as they made a good playoff push a couple of years ago. Now the next pitch, at the bottom of the zone, below the zone actually, sorry, my mistake. Below the zone, 2-2 count. Cal Quantrill. Next pitch is at the bottom of the strike zone. He will swing over top of it, and that is a strikeout to end the third inning, leaving runners on first and third. Cal Quantrill showing why he is the main starter over there in Colorado, as this game is still 0-0 by the end of the third. Now coming up is the top of the order, Charlie Blackmon, starting out the 4th inning in this current 3-inning no-hitter. First pitch is a curveball right down the middle, but it's overswung by Charlie Blackmon for a foul ball. Now, Sonny Gray has been a 3-time All-Star. He knows what he's doing, but I will say Charlie Blackmon, 4-time All-Star, including the 2017 batting title. Now he's in an 0-2 count. Next pitch is outside, and that will be a 1-2 count as Charlie Blackmon keeps the bat on his shoulders. Looks like another pitch outside, and that will be misplaced. Charlie Blackmon gets the first hit of the day, and he will go extra base hit. Newbar grabs it in right field as Charlie Blackmon will make it to second base with a stand-up double for the first hit for the Colorado Rockies today. And now here comes Ezequiel Tovar once again, who has one of the highest RBI numbers on the team. Now he could bring home Blackmon from second. These are the next 3 guys all lead the team in RBIs, so that is a scary fact for Sonny Gray if he wants to get through this. Tovar flew out in his first at-bat. Now, if he can get a single, could score Charlie Blackmon from second if it's hit to the outfield. Sonny Gray throws home, and it will be inside 0-2 to Tovar. Next pitch is inside the zone for a 2-1 strike. Now, in a 2-1 count, do you send him the green light? And that should have been the green light there, but no, instead it is a curveball that ends up in the strike zone. 2-2 to Tovar. That's a lot of twos. And fouled off right into the St. Louis tarp. Sonny Gray has been very accurate with pitches that have been painted down the line. As he throws it outside, now in a full count. No runner on second and no outs. So again, we have one of the hottest players in Doyle coming up next. Tovar looks at the pitch, grounds it. Charlie Blackmon will stay at second as Mason Wynn throws it to first. And that will be the first out of the 4th inning. Now, Brenton Doyle has a total of 20 home runs on the season, and 11 of them came in the month of July. He has 60 RBIs, which is leading the team in RBIs, as he will watch the first pitch below the zone, 1-0. Doyle could hit a home run here. He has the power to crush one out of this park and make it a 2-0 game in the 4th inning. Next pitch, he swings over the curveball, and I think that would have caught the zone anyway, so he will now be in a 1-1 count. Next pitch. Lerb outside. He will swing at it 1-2. Now in a 1-2 hole, we will see what the NL Player of the Month of July will do. Next pitch, outside, 2-2 count for Brendan Doyle. Next, Sonny Gray stares him down, ready to pitch. And it will be high, full count. Once again, back-to-back players in a full count tonight. Now, Tovar struck out, or grounded out, and no, he will strike out. I was going to say that he almost struck out, but he fouled off. And now, Brendan Doyle goes down with a strikeout. Below the zone, great pitch by Sonny Gray to get another strikeout. Here comes Ryan McKinnon. He's had a very good year, 53 RBIs. And that will be at the top of the zone for a strike one. Not usually do you see a mistake pitch like a curveball up at the top of the zone get called for a strike without even leaving a swing in the bat. But that is very Sonny Gray, I guess. As this pitch is right down the middle with another curveball. Sonny Gray is relying on the curveball much against the Colorado Rockies. As the next pitch comes through, and it is pulled foul. McKinnon had a chance with that ball, but he just pulled it too far. Here comes the next pitch. It will be outside, 1-2. Again, 2 outs. A runner on second that's led off. leadoff guy on second base, but not been able to move him since. And he will check swing, and he will stay. He would stay for a 2-2 count now. McKinnon getting ready for the next pitch. Gray. And it's going to be crushed. Deep center field. Way gone. Ryan McKinnon, home run to start this game. 2-0 for the Colorado Rockies. 446. Oh, wow. 110.2 miles per hour off the bat. Crush for Ryan McKinnon to score. Charlie Blackmon from second base with a home run of his own. Let's watch this play again. He hits the sweet spot, and he knew it. He started strutting it, and it went deep, deep center right field. Is that second decker? No, it is actually deep first deck. Now Chris Bryant, after the home run, the win expectancy of the Colorado Rockies have now shot up to 75 over 25%. Now, that means if they can continue their assault on this team with Chris Bryant, Brendan Rodgers, Jake Cave, all of them, they have a very good shot to win this game. Now in a 1-1 count, Chris Bryant will swing at one right down the middle, but foul it back to the netting. Chris Bryant, again, the 2015 Rookie of the Year, and won a lot of awards there in 2016. He pulls that one down the line. It will keep going for an extra base hit. Tommy Pham gets to it in left field, and Chris Bryant actually stays at first. I thought he would have been able to reach a second base with that, but no, he actually only gets a single out of that. Next up is Brendan Rodgers with a runner on first. Now, Brendan Rodgers watches that the first pitch is inside. Brendan Rodgers has already lined out today, but to say three guys this inning have got on base when they didn't get a single hit in the first 3 innings. Charlie Blackmon led off as the next pitch comes in. It's hit deep foul. Charlie Blackmon led off this inning, getting a double. Out. Ryan McKinnon hit a 2-run home run. Chris Bryant extends it with a single. Now, Brendan Rodgers strikes out on pitch 3. Now, Ryan McKinnon could have won this game if there's no other run scored today. We'll see you in the bottom of the 4th inning as the Cardinals come up to bat. Next up to bat is Nolan Arenado, who, if everybody remembers, he did play for the Colorado Rockies until 2020, where he then was traded to the St. Louis Cardinals, and he pulls one down the line, but that will be foul. Had enough distance on it to be a home run, but just pulled foul too far. Nolan in a 0-1. Ball below the zone, now in a 1-1 count. Nolan Arenado having a .270 batting average. As he watches this pitch, he swings, ground ball to McKinnon. McKinnon will throw it to first, and Nolan Arenado will be out. Now, Nolan had a .719 OPS going into this game, 429 at-bats on the year. As next, Brendan Donovan will come up to bat. Already in his 3rd season, Brendan Donovan has as many RBIs as Nolan Arenado, which is a great accomplishment if you are Brendan Donovan, he's only in his 3rd season, but he is having a better season than he did last year, improving to play a lot more time. Now, he will be replacing Nolan Gorman today, because that's the realistic lineup. Just breaking the immersion for a second, this is the current lineup for the Cardinals in their series. Nolan Gorman was getting a rest day. So, as Brendan Donovan sends it deep into the gap, and it will drop. Doyle throws it in. As Brendan Donovan, in the middle of me trying to explain why he's in the lineup and not Nolan Gorman, he gets a double right off the bat. Crushed one to the gap. What a play. Be able to hit that and Brennan Doyle was able to reach there early, but if that kept rolling to the wall, that could have been a triple. Now, Paul Goldschmidt is now at the bat. But what I was saying was Nolan Gorman is usually the second baseman, has been the second baseman for most games, as Brendan Donovan has been playing more of the outfield since before Tommy Pham was here. But Nolan Gorman's getting a rest day today. He's only batting .204 in the lineup in his third season. And here's a pitch below the zone, but fouled off by Goldschmidt. Nolan Gorman, who's currently on the bench tonight, is actually third in the National League in strikeouts, which is not a great number, but he does have the possession to go deep. He's actually had a couple good months but at the beginning of the season. Has not been that hot as in the recent months. As Paul Goldschmidt strikes out, not happy with the umpire on that call. Now Brendan Donovan still on second base for Lars Nootbaar. Lars is one of the lower batting averages on the team, but still a very, very good player. Lars, first pitch, swings at it, and it gets through the gap. Will Brendan Donovan go home? He will, and he's out. The left fielder, Jake Cave, threw out Donovan from left field. Keeps the Cardinals still at 0 runs apiece. Now the Rockies winning 2-0 going into the top of the 5th inning. Cave, Diaz, and Tongala coming up next. Now to begin this 5th inning, Sonny Gray, 65 pitches in. First pitch goes right past Jake Cave. Jake Cave had a ground out in the 3rd inning, but now is up after some explosive offense from the Colorado Rockies. Now, next pitch comes from Gray, and it will be a second strike right in the corner of the strike zone. 0-2 count to Jake Cave.
Ball 1.
Jake Cave will basically get the same pitch, but it's not called by the umpire. Now in a 1-2 count. Jake Cave had a couple of choice words for a couple umpires earlier in the season as he line drives that one to left field right to Tommy Pham. As Jake Cave gets on with a single here in the 5th inning. Now up, Elias Diaz. Still a very serviceable player, but they have multiple catchers up in the big leagues right now, and Elias Diaz is now on the waiver wire for the Colorado Rockies. Now, Elias Diaz has a very serviceable numbers here. Over 300 at-bats, has a .270 batting average, 36 RBIs as he watches a ball outside, 1-1 count. But Diaz, the Rockies have on roster right now Hunter Goodman and Jacob Stallings on the bench, 2 catchers that only play a couple of games at first base. And we may not see them tonight because, again, Elias Diaz is one of the higher-rated Rockies as he swings through this pitch, but it will be Jake Cave trying to steal second, and he will be caught stealing by Wilson Contreras, one of the better catchers in the league defensively. As of 35 runners, only 13 of them have been caught. And there's another one for his resume as he gets Jake Cave stealing. Shows why he is one of the better catchers in the league. As the Diaz flies out, and Lars Nootbaar with a great diving catch. He will take the second out of the inning after a leadoff single in 2 pitches. Have been 2 outs. What a play defensively by the Cardinals to catch a guy stealing, and then the next pitch catch a diving ball to right field. Lars Nootbaar showing why he was a representative for Japan. Japan has some very good players, but Lars was able to be the starting center fielder for him, showing off his glove there. Now, Michael Tonglaga up the bat. Now in an 0-2 count. So far this season, he's been serviceable with a .781 OPS, and he strikes out in 3 pitches. Sonny Gray, if he's not striking out guys late in counts, he is getting a strikeout in 3 pitches as we go into the bottom of the 5th inning. 4-2 Rockies over Cardinals. 2-0 Rockies. I was looking at Rockies have 4 hits. Cardinals have 6. Now, Tommy Pham ready to verse Kyle Quantrill. Now, coming into this bottom of the 5th inning, 2-0 lead for Colorado. Tommy Pham up the bat, watches a ball go low for ball 1. And Tommy Pham will swing through that one. Again, Tommy Pham, one of the better players, as this is his second time in his career being on these St. Louis Cardinals. As he swings at one at the bottom of the zone, 1-2 count. He was actually on the Cardinals back in 2014 as he swings and misses for strike 3. Now, 4th strikeout of Kyle Quantrill on his day. Tommy Pham, what a strikeout by Cal, though. Tommy Pham has been doing very well in real life. As next up the bat is Victor Scott. He's 0 for 1 for today. Victor Scott actually debuted back in opening day in March, but got sent back down, and now he's been up on the roster since August 4th. Only had 84 at-bats this entire year, but still one of the quickest guys on the team, which is exactly what you need in your center fielder. As he will swing for strike 3. Already 2 strikeouts for Kyle Quantrill this inning. Next is Mason Wynn, the starting shortstop. And while we're talking about shortstop, let's look at the bench. Brandon Crawford, a 14th-year veteran. It's his first year out of San Francisco. He's a 3-time Gold Glove winner. And he isn't playing tonight as Mason Wynn grounds out to third base. And that will be a very short inning for Kyle Quantrill. Cardinals still leading in hits, but the Rockies leading in runs. See you in the 6th inning. Welcome to the 6th inning as Charlie Blackmon leads off again. 3rd time leading off an inning already this game, which is very funny to lead off the 4th, the 1st, the 4th, and the 6th inning. He was the one who got the first run of the game for Colorado, as Ryan McKinnon followed right behind him because Ryan McKinnon was in the middle of his home run trot for that second home run today. But Charlie Blackmon now in a 1-1 count. Swings at a pitch below the zone. 1-2. Now, on the overall, both teams have a very filled out bench. As you have guys that can play infield, outfield, catcher. As that will now be ball 2 to Charlie Blackmon. 2-2 count. Next pitch coming from Sonny Gray. It will be inside. Now, Charlie Blackmon in a full count. Looking at the bench, a player that has been getting a lot more time recently, as the next pitch is high, but Charlie Blackmon strikes out for swinging. 7th strikeout for Sonny Gray. In the 6th inning, Tovar coming up the bat. On the bench, Sam Hilliard has been playing a lot more games recently over Jake Cave. He was actually acquired from Atlanta. Played the 2023 season with Atlanta, but was mostly a Colorado Rocky for almost all of his years. As the next pitch will be on the outside edge, but it will be an 0-2 count. Hilliard still has a couple good games recent, and Tovar strikes out in 3 pitches. Sonny Gray has a lot of 3-pitch strikeouts, as that will be his 8th strikeout of the day. Wow. Now, that is a great number for Sonny Gray, and he still is in line for a quality start if he can limit another run. Next pitch will be at the bottom of the zone for Brendan Doyle to look at. Now 0-2 with 2 strikeouts for Doyle. Hopefully his third at-bat will be better than the first 2. first two, I believe, have been a combined 10 pitches for 2 strikeouts. And that will fly out to right field. Lars Nootbaar underneath of it, and that will end the middle of the top of the 6th. Now, Colorado has a full bench, 2 catchers, an infielder, and an outfielder, while the Cardinals actually only have Pedro Pages, Matt Carpenter, Brandon Crawford, and Nolan Gorman, which one of them is on an IL, and the other one was because the other catcher is on IL. Now here comes Alec Burleson to start off the bottom of the 6th. Now in an 0-1 as he looks at strike of the first pitch. Next pitch is inside the zone, fouled off by Burleson. Burleson again is if there's any player to be able to hit a home run to get this game to a 1-run deficit, it would be at Burleson as he shoots this one foul, barely right down the line, but did not stay fair. Bounced just a couple feet short of the fair line. Now Burleson fouls another one off. He is fouling 3rd foul ball of this inning. After this at bat, Cal Control is Diaz sets up outside, and it doesn't care. It will be right in front of left field. Jake Cave has to pick it up. A little blue hit over in left field for Alec Burleson to get his 2nd hit of the game already. Now coming up is Wilson Contreras. Wilson has now had a couple of good bats, but he has struck out and lined out so far today. Hasn't got his first recorded hit of the day. Now, here's the whole thing. Pedro Pages, who has been up and down in AAA, is right on the bench if Wilson Contreras ever needs to get subbed out of the game. So we may see them later in this game as he watches the first pitch via ball. Now in a 1-0 count, as we are in the 2024 season, we also have the automated second base runner rule. As the next pitch will be dotted on the corner, 1-1. Umpire calls it a strike. Now, Wilson Contreras ready for the next pitch. Another inside pitch, as that will be strike 2. Now in a 1-2 count. Wilson Contreras ready for the next pitch. And right off the knob of his bat on the inside, that's going to be caught by Doyle, just barely, very much out in front of him. Actually on the handle of his bat. I thought it could have been a blue pit, but no. Doyle is very quick, very good at defense, and has been one of the highest rated guys on the Rockies this year. Now next up is Nolan Arenado in the 4th spot. Nolan swings past a curveball right down the middle of the zone. It's expecting high heat, and if it was, that would have been gone. He had power behind that swing, but he's overswung the curveball that wasn't even to the plate yet. As that one's going to be strike 2 right in the corner. Now an 0-2 count, Nolan Arenado, the 8-time All-Star, watches that ball go way too close. Steps out of the box a little bit. Now has to get himself reset. Now in a 1-2 count. Next pitch will be swung and missed. Nolan Arenado struck out again. That will be Cal Quantrill's 6th strikeout of the game. And right above the strike zone as well. Now here comes Brandon Donovan, who already does have a hit earlier in this game. But it has 2 hits, actually. My bad. My mistake. I'm not tracking the stats as they're happening in the game. I probably should. But Brandon Donovan has a single and a double. If he's halfway there to the cycle, let's start that talk. Hey. But now you have a runner on first base. Brandon Donovan ready to bat. Already has fouled off the first pitch. Second pitch, he watches for strike 2. Now in an 0-2 count. You've seen this happen with a lot of players. Already 0-2 count. And he may swing at strike 3 here. It's going to be very far outside. It will not be a 1-2 count. 2 outs with a runner on first base. for Brendan Donovan. As he fouls that ball off the plate. I literally just watched my Xbox party chat just turn off. But we are here. We're back. Brendan Donovan ready for the next pitch. Check swing. Will it stand? He says that he did not swing. Third base umpire said he did not swing. Now Brendan Donovan down 2-2 count. Swings over the curveball. That will be a strike 3 as he strikes out, as Kyle Control strikes out the side going into the 7th inning. Now, Cardinals still winning the hit department. Rockies still winning. Now here comes Ryan McKinnon, the man who had the 2-run home run in the 4th inning, who now has been the only runs of the game.
Off the plate, ball
as he
one.
watches the first pitch outside for ball 1. Warming up in the Cardinals bullpen is Andrew Kettleton, and that's the other guy. Oh, foul ball by Ryan McKinnon. Hold on. Okay. Hold on, please wait. And that's actually John King. I did not get that, but bringing up 2 right-handers in the bullpen. Now, Sonny Gray, now at 90 pitches.
Oh, that's out.
Throws outside. Now 2-1 count to Ryan McKinnon. Ryan McKinnon, again, he had the 2-run homer that went for 446 feet from home plate. If there's anyone that you can rely on, it will be him. As he watches one right down the middle, now in a 2-2 count. Even count. Next pitch from Gray at the bottom of the zone, now fouled off. 2-2 still to Ryan McKinnon. McKinnon already has 16 home runs, make it 17 with that. As a pitch inside gets flared up. Will Victor Scott get there? Yes, he will. A little fly out to number 11 out there in center field. Now, Victor Scott has been a very quick guy. Shows why that could have been a blue pit, but instead, it's caught. Now up the plate, Chris Bryant. Played most of his career at third base, but in recent memory has been playing at first and right field for the Rockies. He watches strike 1. Next pitch is barely inside. 1-1. Umpire did not give it to Sonny Gray. Sonny Gray already up to 96 pitches. We will see how much further he can keep going. As that's going to be a strike on the inside part of the plate. Sonny Gray, 97 pitches, now in a 1-2 count against Chris Bryant. Chris Bryant swings over top. It will be another strikeout for Sonny Gray. That is his 9th strikeout of the day. Now Brendan Rodgers steps up to the plate. Sonny Gray hoping to finish off this inning and get his 10th strikeout of the day. Sonny Gray ready. The pitch comes through. And that will be strike 1 against Brendan Rodgers. Brendan Rodgers has a .280 batting average. As he swings very hastily at the slurve. Got there before he started swinging before the ball even got there. Now, 0-2. Sonny Gray throws it to Brendan Rodgers as he fouls it off. Brendan Rodgers is 0 for 2 for today, but Sonny Gray is at 101 pitches, has really relied on that curveball, and he strikes them out. 10th strikeout of the day for Sonny Gray. 7 innings, only giving up 2 runs and 10 strikeouts. Let's see if the Cardinals can get him a win before he gets subbed out of this game. Now here comes Paul Goldschmidt. Paul, a very, very, very recognized player. As he's won so many awards, it's hard to count. He has the MVP, Gold Glove, Silver Slugger, and the Hank Aaron Award twice. Now we have Vonik and Lawrence warming up for the Colorado Rockies in their bullpen. both of them are right-hand pitchers. So I'm gonna see how they react. How the Cardinals react as they watch Goldschmidt in a 1-1 count, and that will now be a 1-2 count as he checks his swing on a ball that's in the zone. Next pitch will strike out Goldschmidt. 4 pitches. The 8th strikeout for Cal Control. Man, that is a 5-inch break by a cutter. 1,500 RPM. Also in my notes for today's game is the Rockies also have another player, Angel Chevali. He's a rookie pitcher in the bullpen, and he's averaged a spin rate of over 2,250 RPM on his average sinker, which is a crazy amount of RPM, rotations per minute. But for that to be the average is crazy for a rookie pitcher, as now Cal is in a 2-0 deficit against Lars Nootbaar. Lars 1 for 2 on the day. Next pitch comes through, and it will be inside 3-0. Will it be a 4-pitch walk for Lars? We will see. As he swings at one, it's going deep, but Doyle's going to be there, and that's going to be a fly out to Doyle on a pitch that wasn't even hit that badly. But that will be the second out of the 7th inning. Tommy Pham coming up the bat. Started this year on the White Sox, but it's the second time on the Cardinals. Last time he was on the Cardinals was 2018. Then he got traded to the Tampa Bay Rays and the Yankees. Tommy Pham, ground ball. And it will be just a simple ground out to shortstop. Now, St. Louis cannot get Sonny Gray a quality start and a win, but at least Sonny Gray got himself a very nice game, only giving up 2 runs on 4 hits. Now coming into the game is John King. John King, it is his 5th season. He was actually part of the Jordan Montgomery trade to the Texas Rangers, who then went on to win the World Series. So John King is here. He was traded from Texas in 2023 for a large package, not just Jordan Montgomery, but there was a couple of guys traded away, a couple guys traded too. But now John King is going to verse Jake Cave to begin the inning. 1-1 in the top of the 8th. The left-hander throws it, pulls it. Lars Nootbaar needs to get back there. It's over his head. It will be will it be an extra base hit for Jake Cave? Yes, it will. Jake Cave gets a double on the hit over Lars Nootbaar. Beginning the 8th inning, this is his 2nd leadoff hit of an inning. Jake Cave crushed that one, but only a couple feet short of being a home run here in St. Louis. St. Louis having a very nice stadium, but that doesn't go out in any other ballpark than Cleveland. But Elias Diaz up the bat, and he swings at one, and that will be foul. That was almost right down the line. That could have been an extra base hit to score Jake Cave for an insurance run to get it up to a 3-0 game. Instead, it's going to be a foul ball. Elias Diaz. No new news from him about being on the waivers, but he is still doing very good. As now the Cardinals actually switched it up. They now have Sean Armstrong and Ketteridge still in there. Sean Armstrong, being in his 10th season, he actually was in a 2024 trade for Dylan Carlson. As that one gets over the head of Goldschmidt, Lars Nootbaar will get the ball in. As there will now be runners at 1st and 3rd. Jake Cave did not try the arm of Lars Nootbaar over there in right field, as this one was lined right over top of Goldschmidt. Couldn't jump high enough, but Lars didn't have much of a momentum going into that ball. Could have. Jake Cave, if he had enough speed, could make it there. Now Tolongla up to the bait. Nope. Now, with a runner in 1st and 3rd, no outs. He's 0 for 2 on the day, but can he swing here? He does. He's currently on the team. He has 19 home runs, 43 RBIs, a 781 OPS. He gets on base with walks very often. And that ball will be below for John King. John King hasn't even recorded his first out of the inning and already is now behind Michael Talonga for a 2-0 count with runners on first and third.
Ball 3.
Now 0-3 as the umpire did not give him on the outside edge of the strike zone.
Ball 4.
That will be a 4-pitch walk. Michael King loads the bases to now bring up the guy who started it all. Charlie Blackmon had the first hit of the day, which was a double, which a double here could actually score all 3 runners. They also have Michael Talonga at first base, who is a decent runner. Now, Charlie Blackmon ready for the first pitch from Michael King. Left on left right here. And that is one of the reasons why they wanted the left-hander in, is to verse Jake Cave, Talonga, and Charlie Blackmon if it went to 4, but not in this audience where there's 0 outs, and Charlie Blackmon's already in a 1-1 count with bases loaded. If John King can't dig himself out of this hole, this game could be sealed, as it is the top of the 8th inning. And again, the St. Louis Cardinals have not had their offense going today. And that will be at the bottom of the zone for strike 2. Now in a 1-2 count, Charlie Blackmon trying to score another couple of RBIs. He was a run, and he has 38 RBIs on the season, actually. He really wants to score 3, maybe even 4 with a grand slam. And that one's pulled down the line, and it will be foul. Just barely foul. Bounced over the plate and went barely outside the line. Now Charlie Blackmon still in a 1-2 count after a foul ball. Next pitch from John Gray. Lined out to Mason Wynn. What a play by Wynn to get up there. Steals a single away from Charlie Blackmon, as it could have gone over his head into left field, maybe scoring 2. But instead, it's caught by Mason Wynn as Ezekiel Tovar will step into the box. Still bases loaded, but now with 1 out. Meaning a double play could get them out of this inning. John King starts off with a strike at the top of the strike zone. 0-1 to start the game. Now, Ezekiel Tovar, 0-for-3 on the game, but could bring in another swing as John King throws it outside again. That is now a 1-1 count. Tovar ready for the next pitch. Anticipating as it's hit into the right field. That will get down. Now that's going to score 2. Could it be 3? They're throwing it home, and there will be another run scored. 3 runs. A base-clearing double for Ezekiel Tovar on a great 97-mile-per-hour exit velocity double. Again, this is the second straight time that it's almost been a home run, but just drops on the warning track. Now here comes Andrew Ketteledge. Andrew is in his 8th season, was traded from Tampa Bay for Richie Polancos in January of this year. He has a 3 ERA, which is actually a higher ERA than John King came in with. John King had a 2.82 ERA, but Andrew now has a 3.02 ERA in more appearances, 53 appearances over the year, not just for this game. But now here comes Doyle as he swings 1 out to right field. Lars Newbar going back, he catches it, but this could be a tag-up situation. And yes, Tovar will make it to third base. Now Ryan McKinnon, 1-for-3 on the day, but had a 2-run homer. As now the Rockies are leading 5-0. First pitch to him.
That's a ball.
Will be high. Fastball. 1-0 count. Ryan McKinnon, in his 8th season, has had a couple ups and downs, but has been very consistent with the bat. Batting around league average, 250. As this one's ground ball. Second base, Donovan to first. As it's a misplaced ball, that will be an error. As it will score the run. And Brandon Donovan had an inaccurate throw. Actually, is that going to be that's not going to be called an error. They say that he could have been safe. That will go down as a RBI infield single. What a play. As Brandon Donovan actually missed first base and pulled Goldschmidt off of the bag. And it's now a safe play at first base. As Chris Bryant gets the bat. He's already 1 for 3 for today. Now in an 0-2 count. That is very surprising today that you see all of this. Now, Ketteridge aims for the pitch, throws it, and that will be a swinging strikeout on Chris Bryant. As Colorado adds 4 runs off of John King, evening up the hits total to 7-7, but now winning 6-0 in the bottom, going into the bottom of the 8th. Can the Cardinals return? We will find out soon. Leading off one of the fastest guys, Victor Scott, as Cal Quantrill is coming out for the 8th inning. He's got 86 pitches, and they believe he's got some more in the tank. As actually, Angel Chevali, the rookie I was talking about, and Jake Bird are actually warming up. Angel Chevali only has 12 appearances on the year. Jake Bird has 24, but is currently actually sent down to AAA, so this is not realistic. Got sent down to AAA on August 3rd, as Victor Scott is now an 0-2 count, and he gets one off to Jake Cave in left field for a single right between the shortstop and third baseman. Victor Scott, guy who has ridiculous speed, now could run on him. Cal Quantrill gave up 8 hits so far in 7 innings, 8 strikeouts. As he's going to stay in the game against Mason Wynn. Here comes pitch number 90. As it will be below the zone, 1-0 count to Mason Wynn. So he walks Victor Scott, a rookie. Now is getting to Mason Wynn, who's in his 2nd year. And if he's not careful, Alec Burleson could come up to the plate with 2 guys on. As Mason Wynn shoots it into center field. There will be 2 guys on base, but there's going to be first and third. As Victor Scott runs all the way from first to third base on a little hit to center field. Not much power behind it, but Mason Wynn still was able to get into the outfield. Cal Quantrill, we are showing his stats right now. He has 8 strikeouts on the game, giving up 9 hits actually in 7 innings, and he will stay out there for Alec Burleson with 2 runners on. Alec Burleson already 2 for 3 today. As that will be in the dirt, and he's running. Mason Wynn is sprinting. He is safe at second base. Now 2 runners in scoring position for Alec Burleson on the wild pitch from Cal Quantrill. Manager looking over, maybe seeing if he should pull him or not. Cal Quantrill starting off with an 0-1 count, as the next one will be right down the middle to Alec Burleson. He's at 93 pitches, giving up 70 strikes. Now, 1-1 count to Burleson. Burleson has the power to make this a 3-run game. As it will be on the outside edge, 1-2 count to Alec Burleson. Cal Quantrill trying to get himself set up to see if he can get through this. He'll probably get this. This will probably be his last batter as he strikes out Alec Burleson. That will be another strikeout for today. 9th strikeout of today. Going 7 innings and 1/3. As he's going to stay out there to verse Wilson Contreras. The Colorado Rockies trust in him to keep going. 2 runners in scoring position. Wilson Contreras loves that, as he will swing over the first pitch in the strike zone. 0-1 start the game. Cal Quantrill trying to keep this a shutout.
That's outside.
Throws a curveball outside. 1-1 count against Wilson Contreras. Wilson Contreras and his brother William have been one of the best catcher duos, but haven't played with each other much, as this will be outside. 2-1. Wilson Contreras has kind of had a little bit more limited time, and William Contreras, his brother, was able to make it to the All-Star game, as this pitch right down the middle, but will be pulled foul. 2-2 count for Wilson Contreras. Contreras may be trying to swing to get these guys in, but Contreras also may want to keep the bat on his shoulders. Ace swings at one in the strike zone, fouls it off. 2-2. William Contreras was an all-star this year for the Milwaukee Brewers. He's having a very good year as he keeps the bat on his shoulder on a very close pitch as he stays in a full count. It will be called a ball by the umpire. That was a scary take there, but only Wilson Contreras is the type of player to make that read. Now, next pitch, low. It will be fouled off again. Wilson Contreras, every single pitch that has been in the strike zone at the bottom, he has fouled off. He has not stared at a pitch low. Wilson Contreras ready for this next pitch, and he will foul that one off again. Control throwing a lot of 85-mile-per-hour cutters, and he is not getting Wilson Contreras out of here. Now at 104 pitches, here comes. And right down the middle, that will be a strikeout on Wilson Contreras. He is now 0 for 4 on the game as Cal Control gets his 10th strikeout of the game. Now, Nolan Arenado 0 for 3, had a strikeout in the 6th inning. Still, these runners have been at the beginning of the inning. Now, Nolan Arenado is up to bat. That will be at the bottom of the strike zone. 0-1 for Nolan Arenado versus Cal Control. Cal, 105 pitches already. Here comes 106. As it's going to be an outside pitch, but fouled off by Nolan Arenado. Arenado 0-2 in this situation. What will happen here? As that was in the dirt, but it's perfectly blocked by Diaz back there. Diaz keeping the runner still on the wild pitch. Next pitch will be fouled off by Arenado at the top of the strike zone. You don't see the changeup that often up at the high part of the strike zone and not be crushed for a home run, but Nolan Arenado has not got a hit on the ball once today. That one's going to be in the dirt. 2-2 count to Nolan Arenado in the bottom of the 8th inning. Cal Control, 110 pitches. And that will be over the strike zone. And that's going to keep going. But Jake Cave is going to make the catch. Cal Control makes 110 pitches for 8 scoreless innings with 10 strikeouts on the day. Rockies over Cardinals 6-0 going into the 9th inning. Now, leading off, Brandon Rogers. Brandon Rogers has been able to get on base today. Has not been able to get on today specifically, but that will be a ground ball to second base as he goes 0 for 4 in the day. He usually can get on base a lot more easily than he has in the simulations. Now coming up, the guy who just made a great over-the-shoulder catch in left field, Jake Cave. Jake Cave has a single, a double, and a run on the day. Now, here comes a pitch from Andrew Kettledge. That's going to be outside. 0-1. 1-0. Count, sorry. My bad. Jake Cave ready for the next pitch. Does not swing at it. 0-2. Two pitches that the umpire could have called a strike or ball, and he chooses ball for today. Jake Cave watches that ball 3, goes right by Elias Diaz on deck. Already has a single and a run there. But Jake Cave, yes, he is currently in a 3-0 count against Kettledge. If Kettledge can't get a strike here, this could keep going. And he will walk him on 4 pitches. Jake Cave flips the bat, and he will walk over to first base.
The catcher, number 35.
As Elias Diaz comes up with a runner on first. Both of them did score off of the Tovar double, base clearing double, which now has made the score 6-0, which is a wild stat to go from 0-0 for the first 3 innings, and then 2-0. Now 6-0 in just one, in the couple of a couple scoring innings. As that will be a ball outside. That is 6 straight balls thrown by Kettledge. That is 6 straight. Now in a 2-0 count to Elias Diaz. That pitch will be high. That is 7 straight balls. Now 3-0. He does not want to walk him. As this pitch will be high and will be ball 4. 2 straight walks on 8 pitches. Now Tongla is coming up to bat. He already has a walk on the day, and he was the final run of that double. But now he swings at the first pitch, goes hit to Win. Win goes right to second, and then gets out of the inning with a throw to first base. His great arm strength is able to get that play. But now Cal Control coming out of this game. No, he is. Is he staying in? We're showing him. No, he is coming out for Jake Bird. Jake Bird already has a save this year, has a 6.12 ERA. He has 2 losses on the year in 24 appearances. Now, he is currently in AAA, but that doesn't matter, as Brandon Donovan comes up to bat. The lefty bat coming up to reverse Jake Bird. He's 2 for 3 on the day. As he swings over top of that one, fouls it back towards the netting. Now an 0-1 count. Cal Concho goes 8 innings scoreless. What a start by him, as Jake Bird gets a foul ball right back to Diaz. Now 0-2 count for Brendan Donovan. Already 2 for 3 on the game, but let's see what he does here. Third pitch comes to him, and he strikes out, swinging. Brandon Donovan is the first out of the 9th inning. Now coming up, Paul Goldschmidt. Colorado trying in their best power to make sure that there is not a single run scored this game, as that one will be on the outside. 0-1 to Paul Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt now 0 for 3 on the day. He's looking for his first hit, and he lines one right down on the ground to Brendan Rodgers, who gets the second out of the 9th inning. Now, bottom of the 9th, St. Louis looking to get back here as Lars Nootbaar steps up to the plate. He already is 1 for 3 for today with a single. He's trying to extend this game. He's trying to make a 6-run, maybe 7-run rally here in the 9th inning with 1 out. Lars watches the first pitch is down low. 1-0 count from Jake Bird. While this is not a save opportunity, this is a situation where Jake Bird will be credited as the holding pitcher. As that one comes to the bottom of the strike zone, actually it was below, and Lars Nootbaar swings over top of it. Now in a 1-1 count. Next pitch from Jake Bird will be outside. Jake Bird now in a 2-1 against Lars Nootbaar. Now behind the count. Next pitch will be a in-zone strike. Fouled off by Lars. Lars now in a 2-2 count. What will happen here? Fans are getting rowdy. Jake Cable will throw it inside. Now full count. 2 outs to Lars Nootbaar with Tommy Pham coming up on deck. Now Lars focusing in. The pitch comes in, and it will be at the bottom of the strike zone. Strike 3 looking. Lars Nootbaar showing some frustration looking at that as the Colorado Rockies win the game 6-0. Thank you for joining in the broadcast of the St. Louis Cardinals versus the Colorado Rockies. As the Colorado Rockies win 6-0 on 7 hits versus the Cardinals 9. Cal Control gets the win while Sonny Gray gets the loss. We hope you enjoyed this broadcast. If you did, like and subscribe to the Simon's Rule YouTube channel. And until next time, we'll be seeing that ball fly forever. As Ryan McKinnon is basically MVP of the game, besides Cal Concho going 8 scoreless. And now, we had a very good game for you guys. You did it. No joke. No, like, canceling the broadcast voice for a second. If you actually did enjoy this video, follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter, follow me on YouTube, follow me on everything, basically. And as here is the final stats of the game, Ryan McKinnon, one of the best hitters for Colorado, was 1 for 4 with a home run, 3 RBIs on the day. Ezekiel Tovar had a base-clearing double that had 3 RBIs on the game. Jake Cave, 2 for 3 with a double and a run. Charlie Blackmon with a double and a run. Both of them were in their own situations, while St. Louis 2 for 4 with Mason Wynn, 2 for 4 for Alec Burleson with a double. Brandon Donovan was 2 for 4 with a double. And Lars Nootbaar was 1 for 4. What a game. As player of the game is Cal Quantrill with the win. And Sonny Gray gets the loss. Both of them had quality starts. Even though it was a record loss against Sonny Gray, it was still a very good game for him. Now, until next time, everyone, you guys have a nice day. Peace.